Hi, I'm delighted to welcome Laura Sprinkle onto our podcast today. Laura is the founder of Rootable and an affiliate partnership strategist who specializes in working with digital course creators. Her strategies have helped everyone from seven-figure industry leaders to budding entrepreneurs go on more than $50 million in affiliate revenues. Laura's expertise has been featured in Forbes and top-rated business podcasts. Laura, it is fantastic to have you on the show today.
I'm so happy to be here, Danny.
So, Laura, I want to start off by asking you, how did you get into what you're doing now? Were you always an entrepreneur, or were you doing something before?
Yeah, basically, I was always an entrepreneur, including, selling cardboard cutouts with like lines drawn on it to my neighbors and saying, here's a parking lot for your Matchbox cars. But uh, yeah, I got started really in affiliate partnerships through marketing, through health, actually, like through my own personal health struggles. Studied to be a health coach because I'm like, I don't want to work in corporate. That sounds silly. And then through health coaching, through writing a book and having my own course and all of that, I really fell in love with all things marketing. And yeah, it's just like I love the quote from Steve Jobs that's like, you can't connect the dots looking forward, you can only connect them looking backward. And I can just see so clearly, each relationship, each person that I met leading me to affiliate partnerships.
And what was your what business did you set up?
What business did I set up
Yeah,
before affiliate partnerships?
yeah. Where did your entrepreneurial journey start?
So I had She's Got Guts was my book and my course. So I was all about gut health for women. And yeah, it was like a mix of, the health side and the emotional side. And that was my original business. And I think that if I had known about affiliate programs then, I probably would still be doing that. And I'm glad I'm not still doing that. And like affiliates could have helped that a lot.
How did you get into affiliates?
So I was helping Selena Sue with her big Impacting Millions launch. I was her launch manager and launch strategist. And I was just like, everything from the webinars to the affiliates to the emails going out and just coordinating all of that. And then the next year it was like, hey, would you focus on our affiliate program? We're growing from like 15 people to like 200 people. I just want somebody to like, you know, manage that whole process. And I didn't really know what I was getting into, but I said yes. And uh, I fell in love with the whole process of strategizing with everybody and, creating materials and like seeing the threads of, oh, everybody has this question. Let me create a resource that answers this question before they even ask me. And the prizes and the contests and the fun and I loved it.
Yeah. There's a real buzz in the whole thing. And how
Yeah.
did you and then you leverage partnerships for your own business to grow. So what was your first taste of a partnership?
Yeah, so after I became an affiliate manager, ran a few lunches for, folks like Selena, Amy Porterfield, Todd Herman. I started again, my brain works in like I want to do the thing and I want to experiment and then I want to create a system out of it and create connections. So I started to see, oh, every time I work with a client, I go through these four phases. I should probably create a training or program or, everybody wanted to know, okay, like what are you doing with these bigger clients, but they didn't want to invest in, a full affiliate manager. So I launched a course called Rock Your Affiliate Program. And the first time I did a webinar just by myself. And then the second launch, I had 8 affiliates on board for that launch, and we quadrupled our revenue. And I was like,
Fantastic.
oh, this can work for anybody, not just like the big names.
And how did you, I presumably, so a lot of the affiliates you'd known from your previous work you'd done with Amy and with Selena.
So yeah, and those friendships I say friendships because it really was like I wasn't like, oh my God, I'm gonna like go get all these major affiliates. I just like asked a few friends to promote. Like I said, it was 8 people. Um, and I met them through my work with Selena, just going to events, being in communities, taking courses and programs, and just like really showing up and creating friendships. Like they were my friends.
And what was your what lessons did you learn from your first foray into partnerships?
My first one for myself in that launch.
First time, yeah. What did you
Hmm.
what did you notice from that first?
I mean, I think I said we quadrupled the revenue, we 10x our leads for the webinar. So it was like I grew my email list by a lot. Grew the revenue by a lot. But I think what actually was really powerful were two other things. One was after the webinar, we didn't make sales for like at least 24 hours. Like the first 24 hours, no sales came in. And I was like, very much struggling with that emotionally and oh my gosh, and blah, 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 and I'm a failure. But to be able to like reach out to my top affiliate and just like, because she was a really good friend, and say, oh my gosh, we're not making sales. And we like hopped on a call and brainstormed and like pivoted a little bit and then just like totally crushed the launch. And it was amazing. So like to not be in it alone
Yeah,
was really powerful. And
yeah,
then the second thing was when I was able to send that money, like the commissions out, and like for her and for a few of the other affiliates, like they were like, oh my gosh, like this was a life-changing amount for me this month because, I'm dealing with this situation. And so to receive this money right now, it's
mhm.
just such perfect timing. And it was so easy to refer to you, and I don't have to deliver on the thing. So I think I was surprised by the emotional side,
Yeah.
honestly, of affiliates.
Absolutely. I think that what people don't do enough of is they kind of keep their affiliates on autopilot, and they don't
Mm,
really spend enough time like interacting with them and saying, what can you do differently? I was on a call yesterday with Tad Hargrave, runs a business called Marketing for Hippies, and when he decides to promote an affiliate, he just I think there's a level of engagement that he does with them in terms of like, I want to find out about your course. I want to, maybe take your course, speak to students who've done it, rewrite the swipe copy you sent me so it's got my voice. And I think that one of the things I said to him is, um, even like get on a call with your affiliates and say to them, listen, this is a swipe I've sent you, but let's just spend 10 minutes talking about how we can personalize this. Like, what experience do your what's the struggle that your clients go through that we can use that relates to what we're talking about here? And
yeah.
those little things, it doesn't take a lot of work. Actually, it doesn't take up a lot of time, but it can completely change the trajectory of your launch. Uh,
Yeah.
Especially as it's usually a few really heavy hitters who change the trajectory. If they get it right, then the results completely transform. And tell me, I'd love to hear about the whole Rock Your Affiliate program. So how did that work?
Yeah. So Rock Your Affiliate program, it was part course. Well, the first couple of times, like I just taught it live, but
Yeah.
it was like training videos plus templates. I think we had, 50 something templates. And basically I would walk people through the cycle of profitable partnerships. So for
Mhm.
me, any type excuse me, of affiliate partnership goes through attract, activate, amplify,
Yeah.
appreciate.
Yeah.
So you attract the right fit partners, you activate them with swipes, with training, with customization, with strategy sessions.
Yeah.
You amplify their results during the launch. And that for me was like leads lists and contests and prizes.
Yeah.
And following up with them and them following up with their people who are interested and then appreciate the crap out of them so they come back for more.
That's fantastic, fantastic. And what I love about the appreciation is just nowhere near enough of that. I think very often we get people to promote us and then we forget about them. There's no follow up, no results, no. I really appreciate you. Can I have you on my podcast? Can I interview you? Can I do a strategy session? Whatever it is, like just share, spread the love, and like really, really show your appreciation. I was actually speaking to a coach yesterday, and I said that we as humans are not good enough at showing appreciation, not to our children,
Mm,
to our partners, to our siblings, to our friends, to our clients, to our suppliers. We're too we're too quick to just assume that they appreciate us, but telling people how much you appreciate them and then acknowledging it by giving them, a lot of support back in some way, also makes a huge difference.
yeah. And very like getting really specific with appreciation too. I don't
Mm.
know, if you ever talk about human design on here, probably not, but I do know I was just reading something about I'm a projector and like how projectors, but also every human in general, like if you can get, if you're just like, oh, like good job. It just feels so generic. But
Yeah.
if you're like, oh my gosh, that email you sent with that custom story like made me cry, or like, oh, it made me laugh, or oh, that specific sentence just really hit home for me. Like that's
Yes.
so much more meaningful.
Exactly. One of the things I do is when I see people promote, I actually hit reply to their email and say, "I love this email. Thank you,
Mm,
thank you for writing this." Just things like that, just things like that. Um, and I think that what I've noticed is that the way to pay people back, it's not necessarily about, well, you promoted me, I'll promote you back. It's, you promoted me, what is there something else I can do to support you? Or is it that, can I refer you? Are there a couple of potential clients I can refer you to? Would you like to come on? Would you like to have a free place on my course? I think just thinking outside the box, about what an affiliate partnership means. It's not just about giving people commission. There's so much more you can do above and beyond that.
yeah. And I mean, I think it starts well before the partnership as well. Like I feel like whenever I'm talking to somebody and they're struggling in like the attract phase, I'm like, go back a step. Go back to appreciate. Who are you not appreciating in your life right now? Who are you like, go appreciate your customers so that they want to, spread the word about your program. Go just create those real relationships with people. And like you said, whether it's referring them customers or being a shoulder to lean on or just, I don't know, being a good human out in the world in that appreciation phase, you're going to have more people that you are attracting who want to promote you and support you and email for you. So clearly, I get very much into the energetics of all of it.
Now, I want to hear all about Rootable and how that came about.
Yeah. I mean, I mentioned uh, the Amplify and the leads list. And
Hmm.
so a leads list, as you know, is if someone's promoting, a free thing, a webinar, a challenge, whatever, like I found like the number one way to help affiliates succeed was to actually be really transparent about how they were doing in the launch. So
Hmm.
not just show in so many affiliate dashboards, it just shows, oh, I've had 2,000 clicks on this link. That means next to nothing, especially on most of those platforms, because clicks is super inflated and like the way that they're tracking clicks is not great. Anyway, now I know so much about click tracking, having gotten into Rootable. But
We
the real
there's
meat is
email clients, and the number of clicks sometimes that the email client shows and the number of clicks the affiliate system shows are completely out of kilter with each other.
totally, yeah. That was like our number one thing. I used to work a lot in Infusionsoft. A lot of clients had that. And affiliates would be like, why are the clicks so high? And it was just like double click counting and all the things. Um, but so I feel like the click thing is helpful but confusing. But
Hmm.
the best way was leads lists. So again, if there was a webinar, if there were multiple webinars, if there was a challenge in a video series, what I used to do for Selena's first launch or as the affiliate manager, but I would go in the Facebook group and I'd be like, who wants their leads list today? And I'd get like, you know, 50 comments and I'd go one by one in the back end of Infusionsoft and like figure out how to download, okay, these 50 emails signed up through Danny for the webinar. I'm going to email Danny personally with this list of 50 people. And that was so helpful for folks, right? If you have the list of 50 people that I have, on my email list have raised their hand and said, I'm, signing up for this video series about media, media coverage, which is, that's Selena specific. Um, then you have a way to follow up. You can say, hey, I saw you downloaded the guide. I saw you sign up for the webinar. What'd you think? Like you have more capabilities to promote and do a better job.
Right, right. Plus stuff you can go back to the partner and say, these are the people who joined the email list. Can you send out, have you got a bonus for the card
Exactly.
open? Do you want to send a bonus email just to these people? Because sometimes
Exactly.
I don't want to send out a bonus to the whole list. Say, fine, okay, these are the people that opted into our list. Why don't you just email them?
Exactly. Yeah, it just helps everybody be more effective, do more personalized messaging, be more of a human in their emails because they know what to say. And so that was the number one strategy. And yet I found that no platforms were doing that easily. They weren't, putting it in the back end. And I worked with probably, because I've worked with over, well, now a lot more, but at the time, like 200 clients,
Mhm.
a lot of different platforms, a lot of different systems, probably like 30 different systems. I tested a bunch of them and I didn't love any of them. People would ask, oh, what's the best tech to use? And I'd be like, oh, I'd make a joke like, oh, none of them are good until I build my own, but didn't think I was actually going to do it.
Yeah.
And then this leads list thing, we used to have crazy workarounds to get the leads list. And finally, one day I was like, no, I'm going to build this.
Mhm.
Um, so it's been a couple years now, and we do, full affiliate tracking. The way that we track clicks is like a visit loads on the page and it's every 30 minutes. So it's like super accurate click tracking. It's providing leads lists with tags. So, if someone signs up for the webinar and downloads a guide and takes the quiz, they're like super hot lead. Your affiliate knows that right in their dashboard. They can follow up with them, they can email them, they can zap that over into their email provider and have sequences go out and automations. We do payouts right within the platform. So I just was like, okay, how would I make, baby Laura's job a million times easier, plus all the affiliates that I've worked with, their lives easier. That's what I want to build, and that's what Readable is.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. And how have you how have you been getting the word out about it?
Yeah, I mean, definitely through the email list and the relationships that I built over 10 years in the affiliate space is the biggest way. And then also through partnerships. We have 53 affiliates right now. So they spread the word for us.
Mhm.
And through integration partnerships. So we have a partnership with Mighty Networks, and I found that that's another great way in software to create those relationships is like, hey, we integrate, let's do partner marketing. I've done a bunch of webinars for them. So for me, as you can imagine, it's always about the relationships.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've talked about how you can support partners before, during, after the launch, and we talked about affiliate tracking. What other insights do you have on like how to build really successful partnerships? There's so much skepticism I have amongst some of the people I work with about partners not showing up, about people being transactional, about what's any. Do you have any other insights really on how how businesses, how coaches, consultants, authors, speakers, course creators can get them have a more successful experience? Because so many people get their fingers burnt.
Mm. I mean, I think, and this for me goes back to something that you had said earlier too, about like showing appreciation isn't just, turning around and promoting somebody. For
Mm.
me, I actually like don't really believe in the traditional affiliate reciprocals
Mm.
that people talk about because like for me, the number one uh, like I just feel like that's a recipe. And I'm not saying you can never promote somebody that promotes you, but if like that's like the only strategy, then that's a really great recipe for people feeling disappointed because people have different types of lists, people have different sizes of lists, people have different, offers are different, right, for different groups of people. And so it's usually not going to be this like one for one tit for tat. But if you go into it with that, then again, you're going to be disappointed and you're going to feel burnt. And so for me, I'm like,
I
yeah,
recently
keep going.
He said that just that he said he had to do a lot of he had to do a lot of work to basically almost say to his list, we screwed up. We promoted you to somebody who actually you weren't so crazy about, and he had to basically do a lot of repair work. He had to repair a lot of reputational damage he did from promoting someone who he felt an obligation to reciprocate with, but was not right for his list.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's powerful that he did that repair work because a lot of people don't, I think. And I think that's like for me, that comes back to like the biggest piece is making sure for anybody, like whatever you're promoting, doing it with like a clean energy. So like the clean energy to me is I am promoting this thing because I believe that it is right for my audience and I believe in the product and I believe in the person who's selling the product and therefore it's a good fit for me to do, like that to me is clean energy.
Yeah.
Not clean energy is I'm promoting this just so I get something from this person,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know? Um, so yeah, I would say clean up, like think about what you're doing to do that. And then if that means fewer relationships, perfect. Because then, like you said, you can go more all in. You can hop on calls and customize the swipe and like really go big. Because truly, we've seen it time and time again. It's like it's not even 80-20 in terms of who actually gets results. Like it could be like 95-5. Like 5% of the people are really driving it.
Ab- Absolutely. And I think a lot of people struggle with this idea of I'm going to promote you because I think your product is fantastic and I'm not doing it for any ulterior motive. And
Yeah.
but sometimes what you'll do is you'll see the other partner will see value in what you offer, and then they will want to promote you back. But I think correct, you've got to come into it with a you've got to come in, you've got to be completely you've got to approach with a mindset of I'm not doing this with any expectation of getting something back, right?
Yeah.
And you obviously have to be working with the right type of partners that have that. Also, where there is reciprocation, is there's a reciprocation of mindset, right?
Mm,
It's a generous mindset working with someone else who has a generous mindset, uh,
yeah.
and so it will work for that reason. And also if you both have the right mindset, uh, you'll also be mature enough to say, listen, I don't th I'd love to promote you, but I'll be honest with you, I think your offer may not resonate with my list. So, but maybe there's other ways I can support you. I know there's a few other JV partners that I work with, I think, who would very, very happily promote what you do. Can I introduce them to you? You know, that
Exactly.
is sometimes all we need to do uh,
Hmm.
to cement the relationship. And I think that unfortunately we live in times where people think transactional. I think business has a bad name because I think a lot of people think that's how business works. Business is about a transaction. If I do this, what will I get out of it? So I think we're having to deprogram people to think to think differently. Um,
Right.
Look, so Laura, if people want to find out more about you, where can they go?
Yeah, the number one place would be Rootable, no E at the end, so rootabl.com. But you can also go to laurasprinkle.com as well to find out what I'm personally up to.
Laura, it's been such a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.